Okay, so detecting threats is, of course, only half the battle. I invited my good friend Jeff from Trellix to talk through how you might be able to implement a bit of agentic automated automation, I suppose, within your security landscape. So without further ado, Jeff?
Yeah. All right, is my hey, my microphone's on. Thank you so much for that. All right, guys, just like the introduction, we're going to talk about AI, the topic of the day, as I'm sure you've heard from many a vendor since being here. My name is Martin Holste, and through the power of AI, I feel like I've become a new man, right? No, apologies. Martin actually has a meeting with Steve Schmidt, CSO of AWS, and they're talking about really important stuff. I was like, oh, could you push it back like an hour or so? That's not a meeting that you push back an hour or so, just so you guys know. So, like he said, my name is Jeff Meacham. I have my master's in cybersecurity. I recently just published a book on cyber threat hunting. And you know, for a long while, I was actually proud of it. But as I reflect on that book, I gotta tell you guys, I'm a little disappointed. And the reason why is yesterday's protections aren't enough for today's detections. All right, so right here is an analyst logging in for the first time today, right? This is their main dashboard. And you can see that they have few low alerts, few medium, few high. Don't make eye contact with me, don't make eye contact. Oh. Can't go over there. You made eye contact with me. Let me go ahead and ask you a quick question. All right, so you're the analyst. Where are you gonna focus in on today?
Obviously, the informational and lows have to be first. We have to cover the base. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, the highs.
Yes, that is correct. 10 points to Gryffindor. Yes, but the problem is tomorrow, we're gonna have another 5 criticals. We're gonna get another 10 critical highs, right? So just by looking through the high, we're only looking through a specific lens. That's not enough to get all the data that we need. So our engineers saw that. They saw the problem, and that is what inspired us to create Trellix Wise, built off Amazon Bedrock. We raised it up. It was our baby. We trained it in cybersecurity, and now it does all the hard and kind of lame stuff for you. As analysts, what do we care about? Compliance training, filling out paperwork? No, our analysts, they want to be able to do what they were trained to do. They want to dive in. They want to be the superhero. They don't want to get bogged down by reporting. Trellix Wise does that. Trellix Wise also continuously learns from your actions. It will auto triage alerts. We have automation with SOAR-like capabilities, so you guys can all go on vacation, sip a Mai Tai on the beach, let Trellix Wise deal with the rest. Now, what is different about our company, right? Everyone's like, oh, AI, AI, AI. Well, our AI is smart. It is working behind the scenes. A lot of companies, they just kind of duct tape a chatbot onto their website, and they're like, look, AI. That's not enough. If you are having to ask the AI questions over and over and really dig into it like a bad Tinder date, that's not the AI for you. Instead, our AI has come very well prepared. It has the evidence to back up what it's saying on why something is malicious or not. We were talking about full context just a moment ago, how we were looking through one specific lens. Well, what the AI does is it looks at all of your tools. It looks at your entire environment. Right here, we have a network alert. That's not enough to tell the full story. Instead, it will look at the endpoint, data, cloud. It will look at the whole environment. It wants to know how that malware got there and how it's performing lateral movement. And to do so, it actually chooses the best tool for the job. I love this graphic. Here you can see that this robot is using a wrench. It's not using a hammer to try to solve a wrench's problem. No, our AI is smart enough to pull the right tools for your guys' needs. We incorporate with many partners. We have a ton of integrations And so not only is the AI doing what we trained it to do, it's also saying, hey, what other agents can help me with this hit? What can these agents tell me about what is going on? How can I best solve this? And this is the framework right here. This is our everything, guys. So it'll use Gen AI guidance framework. It'll select from pre-built investigation categories that, again, we've taught it. It'll run the investigative queries. You will analyze the results with full context. It will record full analysis and audit data. And it will even create the case and remediate it for you guys. One of the things that's very scary about AI is hallucinations. Our AI does not do that. It backs up everything it says within that case. It'll say, here's where I saw the problem. Here are the event logs that I've attached to it. I'm not crazy. Please take a look at this. With that auto remediation as well, that is our key. We don't want to have to log in at 3 a.m. and be like, okay, what the AI say? All right, let me go ahead, lock it down. That doesn't make sense. I don't want to do that. All right, so here's an example of what the AI actually wrote for us. So first off, it saw that there was file behavior, weird file behavior, from our IVX agent. That's pretty cool. It doesn't exist in the IVX, but it collaborates with our other tools. It logged in and saw that. And it said, well, I'm worried about lateral movement. I'm worried about bad callouts to domains. Let's go ahead and look at our network agent. So suddenly, it's grabbing multiple pieces of the puzzle to answer what's going on. And then lastly, you can see, all right, has this been seen before by anybody? Let me pull up that intelligence, see what I can get from there. And if not, hey, if it's a zero-day attack, that's okay. That is fine. Why? Because again, it was looking at weird file behavior. That's what kicked off the investigation. Not something that was on the allow list, not something that was on the whitelist. It looked and it saw that there was weird behavior. And that's what kicked off that investigation. Sorry, that's a dupe. All right. Now here is the moment where our AI goes beyond what a human can do. With our AI, I've been telling you guys, hey, you just hired your best analyst. It doesn't take any sick days. It doesn't take any vacation days. And it's more than happy to hear about your fantasy football stories. You can talk to it all you want. Now, here's what's different about our AI. First, it will decode the command line parameters. Not only command line, but PowerShell, obviously, and scripts. Decoding scripts, deobfuscating scripts is a pain for me. I don't like to do it. I don't want to do it. It's very hard. Well, what happens right here is it will automatically do that for you, and it will identify what that script is doing. So right here, it saw a weird script, it decoded it, and it says, hey, this script, it contains information about the system, like the OS version, the IP address, and even Nessus plugin information. And so what's really nice about that is it can also reach out to Tenable. It will see if you guys have that tool within your environment. It will also validate that script with Tenable and those other agentic AIs that I was showing you before. All right, so what if it did catch a false positive? Will it erase it forever and ignore it? No. What's really nice about it is you can say, hey, this is actually a false positive. Please don't flag on this anymore. And so now, when it sees items like that, it will actually say, hey, this is allowed, and it's likely a false positive, but, hey, this is allowed, it's likely a false positive, but. So you are still getting it to kick off investigations and creating cases in order to communicate with your guys' analysts, making it the best sidekick they've ever seen. Now, on top of that, like I said, you can communicate with the AI. Here's an example of one of our customers. They're getting too many false positives. People from all over the world were logging into their environment. For me as an analyst, that would absolutely terrify me. I don't want to have to deal with that. Now, because the customer saw that these were false positives, they said, hey, This is actually expected. This is actually OK. You can go ahead and ignore it. So you can see here are all these alerts. They added that tuning. Their drops fell like that. And again, that's not because the AI was wrong. It's because we trained it in cybersecurity. And we said, watch out for stuff like this. And it's just doing its job. All right, here is probably one of the most important slides that I can show you guys. Your data is your data. We don't want your data. We don't need your data. Please do not even suggest that we should take your data. We don't want your data. The reason being is the AI is already trained. If we were to take your data, that would make it prone to hallucinations. And I love all of our vendors here. They are all amazing and wonderful, but some of them actually do take your data to train their AI, to make it better, faster, and smarter. We don't want to do that. We don't want to give you guys heart attacks. Your data is your data. We don't want your data. That's your data. We don't need your data. And so what it is yours. All right, to kind of wrap things up, one thing that's really awesome about the AI is it learns from you. So not only is it learning from, all right, what did the analysts have me do last time? And these agents were able to help me. But what did the human do in this instance? So I'm just walking along in the streets of Philadelphia. I get lost because I'm very bad with directions. And poor Mike over there has to do the investigation. He will get notes from the AI of what I did for the previous investigation and previous alert. So Mike might not know everything that I do, but through the AI, he's able to come to those same conclusions, remediate, and fix the case. All right, here is just one last example. So right here, let's say Amazon Guard Duty detected a malicious object in S3, and it created a notification. With that, the IVX, it took a look at the file in its virtual machine state environment, created an OS change report, identified what that file is capable of. Trellix Wise, our wonderful AI, then used playbooks, its integrations, and actions in order to quickly help remediate it, come up with remediation steps, and help protect your guys' environment. All right, guys, one thing to kind of go off script with you is I have been talking about the AI, how amazing it is. I've been singing its praises from the rooftops, but I want you guys to test it. Swing by my booth. I will give you guys access to our demo environment where we are constantly creating alerts, constantly creating cases. You guys will be able to log in, and you can do this at home. You could even do it next week. I want to invite you into that demo environment. I want you guys to kick the tires. Let me know what you guys think. All right. Real quick, we still have a few minutes remaining. Does anyone have any questions about what I covered? Or are you like me and super introverted, shy, and hope I don't make eye contact with you? Questions, 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 questions? All right. You guys have all been great. You have been wonderful. Please go to the booth. Go grab a blanket, grab some swag, grab some Girl Scout cookies, because we're giving out Girl Scout cookies. We love to see you guys there. Thank you so much for coming, and have a fabulous convention.